Today on the Grill Top Experience, we're gonna make some cinnamon roll bread. This is a Mrs. Grill Top Experience recipe, and she's gonna show us how it's done. Now, she didn't want to be on camera, but that didn't stop her from doing the voiceover, so here she is.
I have 1 3/4 cup of lukewarm water, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of yeast, 1½ teaspoons of salt, and 1/4 cup of melted butter. So we'll start by adding the water, the sugar, and the yeast to our mixing bowl. Next, we're going to add in 4 cups of all-purpose flour, the salt, and the melted butter. We're going to turn on the mixer to the lowest setting just until everything is incorporated, and then we'll turn the speed up another notch and let it go for 2 or 3 minutes.
So it looks like our dough is still pretty sticky. What do you think we should do?
If the dough is still too sticky, you can add 1/4 cup of flour at a time. And after it has kneaded for 8 to 10 minutes, it should look about like this.
Okay, so it's supposed to be a pretty soft dough, but not stick to the sides of the bowl. So what are you doing now?
Straight out of the bowl, the surface of the dough is still really sticky. By folding it and rolling it over on itself like this, it smooths the surface and makes shaping it into a ball easier. After it's shaped into a ball, we can put the dough in a greased bowl. Cover it and let it rise for 1 to 2 hours or until it's doubled in volume. Once the dough has doubled in size, lightly flour the countertop and dump out your dough. Stretch the dough into about a 12 by 20 inch rectangle.
Wait, couldn't you just use a rolling pin?
The dough is so soft you don't need to roll it. Lightly spray the dough with water. This will help the filling stick to the dough since we are not spreading melted butter on it. In a small bowl, mix 1/3 cup of brown sugar and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Spread it evenly over the dough, leaving an inch uncovered along the short edges. Starting at one short edge, gently roll the dough up.
This is my favorite part because it's really starting to come together.
When you get to the end, pinch and seal the roll so it all stays together. Generously grease a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan with softened butter. Set it off to the side and cut your roll into 1-inch slices. Then place your rolls into the pan by staggering them like this. That will make it look like a braid without all the work.
Wow, I really thought you braided it when you made this the first time, so that's a really neat trick. Now if you're lucky, you'll have a couple left over for cinnamon rolls when you're done.
Cover the loaf with a damp towel or a box to let it rise for about 45 minutes.
The cinnamon roll bread has had about a half an hour to rise, and it's an inch above the top of the loaf pan, which means it's perfect. It's time to put it out into the oven. In this case, since it's a grilling channel, I'm going to show you how to do it on your gas grill, just in case you wanted to, but it works just fine if you do it inside as well. We're shooting for 350 degrees, about 45 or 50 minutes. We're going to check it halfway through just to make sure it's not browning too much, and if it is, cover it with foil. Let me show you how we set up the grill. So one of the first things that you need is a cooling rack. There's a lot of heat in these grates, and so if you keep it up off of the grates just a little bit, it keeps it from burning. I have the 2 side burners on with the middle burner completely off. That keeps it from burning onto the bottom as well. If you only had a 2-burner grill, what you could do is you could have this one on and this one off, and then you'll just have to rotate it halfway through to keep the one side from burning. So we're about halfway through the cooking process, and it's looking a little bit darker than we'd like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover it with foil here so it doesn't get too brown. I'm also gonna turn the heat down just a titch. So I'd say that looks just about perfect. I'm gonna go take it inside, let it cool, but don't leave yet. We're gonna make some French toast with this tomorrow.
While this recipe makes good toast, it makes even better French toast. So use this bread with your favorite recipe and then add your favorite toppings. For me, that's maple syrup and whipped cream.
And I like fresh berries and cream.